This is a Lamborghini Aventador Mansory Carbonado. And this is the Black Diamond 75 by Dry Studio in collaboration with Angry Meow, a keyboard aimed at the gaming market. Now I want to see how this quote-unquote gaming keyboard translates to the custom keyboard enthusiast who just likes to type and perhaps one day conquer monkey type. Yeah, hit the B-roll. So the Black Diamond 75 is a 75% keyboard that has a really unique and wild design. The chassis is made up of aluminum and it uses acrylic pieces on the top and the sides to hold it all together. Now perhaps for the majority of the keyboard enthusiasts, this design may be a little too out there for you, but to me, I love it. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first got this board in hand, I initially thought it would be priced above $450 for two reasons. One, it's in collaboration with Angry Meow, whose boards usually come in at a higher price point. And two, there are a lot of fine details in the machining work on the aluminum pieces. So when the Indiegogo price of sub $300 was announced, I was quite blown away. This is the first keyboard I've personally seen starting at a price of $240 with a leaf spring mount. Now if you know others, please comment in the description and I'd love to see those as well. This kit comes in two different bundles. The base bundle for $240 gives you a fully built keyboard with the switches and keycaps all included, but lacks these badass headlight LEDs and the wireless charging capabilities like other Angry Meow boards that the advanced bundle offers at $295. The $55 upcharge for the headlights alone is worth it for me. Vroom vroom baby. There's also a couple of differences besides the aesthetics between the Mithril and the carbon version, which you may want to take a note of. The carbon comes with Dry Studio and Gateron co-developed custom eSport switches, DR Rapid Ice, and also has stiffer leaf springs. More on this in a bit. So let's get back to my original question. How does this keyboard perform, feel and sound wise to a custom keyboard enthusiast? Now I say that tongue in cheek because you can't really define what really makes up an enthusiast. So for the sake of this video, let's call it someone who wants a board that sounds good without the need for any sound dampening or foams. So when you receive the keyboard, specifically this Mithril version, is fully built with TTC red wine switches, an FR4 plate, plate foam, IXPE sheet on the PCB, and case foam stuck to the bottom of the PCB. There's also a silicone pad underneath on the bottom of the case, which helps dampen the sound and also hides a lot of the internals. We'll leave this in place today because I don't want all the components underneath to be exposed. Now the PCB has no flex cuts and is 1.6 millimeters in thickness, both which are really good things. Now out of the box, this board sounds surprisingly good, and I think most people will be very satisfied with the sound. The stabilizers could use a little bit of tweaking though. I recommend a little bit of grease injected into the housings where the wire sits, and it gets you about 80% there. Take a listen. Now the typing feel is hella bouncy, like almost a bit too much. I'll try to switch out to the stiffer leaf springs that come with the carbon fiber unit if I can. But either way, it's a fun experience. So for this test, what I decided to do is remove the plate foam, the IXPE sheet, and the case foam to see what it sounds like. I also swapped the switches to some of my favorite switches of all time, the Green Jackets by KNC Keys. Now finally, I decided to change out the stock PBT keycaps to a GMK set, since GMK ABS tends to have that pop that I love. Now the results were quite surprising. The board held its own and sounded really good without any foams. Take a listen. Yeah, so final thoughts, I highly recommend that you take a look at this board if you're into something different. Yes, it does have a built-in wrist rest, which can't be removed. The looks may be a little too out there for you, but like I said, if you want different and you want something interesting, I think for a price under $300, this board is a banger. So back to my original question, does a Black Diamond sound good even for an enthusiast whose only game to ever play is monkey type? Yes. Yes, it does.